All right, so let's jump right into our event marketing services and find out how they work. And so the biggest value that we bring when it comes to our event marketing services is we want to make sure we're driving traffic to your business, or we want to make sure we're driving traffic to your business virtually through websites or social media. And the reason why we want to drive traffic to those areas is because we want to make sure that your prospects are becoming more familiar and aware with one, where you are as far as location, so they can go in there, or where you are as far as your website, and to increase your sales or whatever your call to action is. Now, when it comes to our event markets, our events that we provide, we either provide lunch and learns or open houses. Now, these events can be in person or they can be virtually. Now, the lunch and learns are traditionally 3 hours from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And our open houses that we provide for you are usually 4 to 8 hours. So we can go a full business day or we can do a half day, whatever your preference is. And that's kind of the same thing virtually, even though primarily virtually we provide lunch and learns. And so when it comes to the lunch and learns, again, 11 a.m. is when the doors open. 1 p.m. is when the last individual should be leaving. They'll come in and they'll sign in. They'll get a chance to mingle with the other participants, and then they'll connect with. And our goal is to connect with you or your executive team, because even though you're outsourcing the event to us, technically you can outsource even the presentation and just the facilitation of the event. But a lot of these sources know who we are. And they know what we do, and we want to make sure that we're building relationships for you. And so with you and your brand, so with you or your executive team actually facilitating and conducting the lunch and learn or the open house, it's just going to strengthen that long-term working relationship, with those prospects. And that's the same thing with the open house. And so ultimately, the individuals will mingle, sign in. You or your team will explain a little bit about your company, as well as answer questions and concerns from the individuals that stop by. And from there, you'll take a tour of the facility. And then, of course, you're going to enjoy a great meal for lunch. And the open house is pretty much the same way, which individuals will come in, you're greeting them, and ultimately taking a tour of the facility. And if you have some type of giveaway or something for them to take home with them, that's what you'll be providing. Now, with the virtual lunch and learn, that's traditionally done through LinkedIn. And from there, we have the opportunity to reach out to up to 10,000 professionals to get those individuals to participate in your lunch and learn. And so if you're charging for your lunch and learn, you can already see the revenue stream there. And you can also see the difference between a virtual event as well as an in-person event, where the virtual event, you can have, if everyone shows up, 10,000 people finding out about your business, your brand, or your message, compared to in an in-person event, you can only have as many people that will allow you to, you pretty much have whatever your capacity is. That's pretty much how many people will be able to participate in that event. Pretty much, so you can already see the difference. Now, when it comes to the partners for these events, traditionally you're the primary partner. But if we're looking to do some cross promotion for any reason, we're able to connect with your local nonprofit organizations, government agencies, or businesses. But the idea is to focus on you. Now, the key activities that we focus on is, one, creating an email marketing template in which we will send out so that individuals can receive that email and ultimately click a button to register for your events. We can kind of get a head count, or at least the idea who's stopping by. Now, to find out more about our email marketing services, there should be a link in the description for you to click so you can enjoy that explainer video to find out how our email marketing services work. We also provide, once the email goes out, we do provide 4 hours of outbound phone calls to confirm, remind, or register individuals for your events. And so traditionally, we make 12 outbound phone calls per hour. So therefore, if we're making phone calls for 4 hours, you know that we're going to make at least 48 phone calls. Now, if we have more prospects to reach out to, we can make more phone calls for an additional charge. We do provide corporate ambassadors, actually 2 of them, to assist with the setup, management, and takedown of the event. And so we do have 2 individuals. Usually how it works is one individual will be at the table in the front at 11 o'clock if you're doing an open house. So individuals can be greeted properly and they can sign in, and then they'll go into the space where you're hosting your actual event. And then the second corporate ambassador is pretty much roaming around, assisting with your participants that are there or assisting your team just to make sure that the event is smooth. And so during that time, our corporate ambassadors will be taking pictures so that they can get back to you, and you can post on your website or post on your social media, as well as they can record videos of the event, and we can create an up to 90-second highlight, again, for your website, your social media, or for you to archive for the future. Now, when it comes to the lunch and learn and the the lunch and learns and the open houses, we do manage the itinerary and the agenda, as well as ordering, placing, and securing the food. But all that's done through your budget, pretty much. So whatever your budget is, we'll make it work as far as the agenda, itinerary, and the food to make sure everyone's satisfied. Now, the virtual events, traditionally, you might go ahead and give out a gift card or something for X amount of dollars, which is the price of a lunch, that the individual can take with them and use whenever they please because the event is virtual. And then we also can create a press release for you, so you can send to the media. So that way we can get a full awareness campaign going, about your event, not only in person, not only virtually, but also we can get it out to the media. So when it comes to the relationship with these prospects, the idea is to create a long-term working relationship, an intimate working relationship. And that's why it's important, and we advocate for your brand and your team to actually conduct and facilitate the event, because they're going to remember you the most. And as they go through that process and experience, they're going to remember you and within your industry first, and they will reach out according to what we've experienced in the past. Now, when it comes to the particular customers you want to reach out to for your event, that's pretty much up to you. Just know that we focus on urban areas, so that can be businesses, local residents, nonprofit organizations, government agencies, elected officials in that urban area, and get them over to your event, either in person or virtually. So some of the key resources that we use, of course, is your venue or your social media site, which is predominantly LinkedIn. Our team members our corporate ambassadors serve as key resources, as well as the media. If you feel like you want the media there, we can make that happen by creating the press release, managing that process. And the media basically will come if they feel like your event is worth the trip. And traditionally, most news teams will wait until the day of your event, and at 7 in the morning or 6 in the morning, the news team literally gets together and finds out what are the best stories. And then by the end of the meeting, they know what they're covering for the day. That's how it works, because we've done this so many times. And so we will reach out to the media, but it's not always guaranteed that they will be there. But we do have strong relationships with our media partners where they will usually stop by. Now, when it comes to the ways that we reach those prospects to participate in your event, it's usually through email, of course, and through telephone. We do promote and advertise through your website, and again, through the local media if you feel like it's necessary. And then we can have a corporate ambassador for an additional fee go out and actually visit various sources and their business to drop off promotional material that will direct individuals to sign up and register for your event. And then, of course, we can advertise and get the word out through social media. Now, some of the cost, of course, that you're paying for during this time is for the telemarketing campaign, for the outbound phone calls, as well as the email marketing campaign that goes out. And then, of course, you're paying for the time of our corporate ambassadors that will be assisting during the process, and then any promotional material or food that you are providing for the event. And then if you're looking to do any kind of advertising through social media, all that's taken care of through the budget. And when it comes to the revenue, again, if you're doing a virtual event or maybe even in person, you can charge depending on how valuable the information is that you're sharing. You can charge, and you're making money off the up front. And then also by the end of the event, if you have a product or service that you're selling, you have individuals there, either in person or virtually, for you to go ahead and make that sale. But if nothing else, you're getting contacts because people signed in, and ultimately you can reach out to them in the future. Now, keep in mind, a key activity that we also do that I did not mention is once the event is over, we do send out a thank you notification via email, and then there's a link for individuals to complete a survey so you can get real-time feedback on how the event was, and more importantly, how our corporate ambassadors did, because the entire team is what is going to leave an impression on those prospects. So that's pretty much how our event marketing services work. Make sure you click that link so we can schedule a consultation to get started.